Okay. So Oh, I just saw your message, Benjamin. It's still muted. It might be your Chrome is blocking your stuff, so you may want to look into that. It's okay. So welcome everyone. So today we'll be working with Unity, and we'll be going over a smart AI. So we'll be making a shooting script for our player. Sorry, for our enemy. So let's get started. Let's open up Unity Hub and let's make a new project. So click on new. Okay. Once you click on new, just make sure you're on 3D and call this project Smart AI. Oh, it's already called Smart AI.
Wait, so is this going to be a different game than our shooter game?
Kind of. I still
Okay.
yeah. So just make a new game. Just try
All
not
right.
to have try not to do the same thing in the same game because then it's gonna be cluttered.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. Smart AI. It's cool. I don't know. I already have the name Smart AI, so I can't make it again. Uh, then click on create and just make your game. And then I'll share the link right now. So go to this link and just download that package. And just like we did yesterday, just import that package, and you should have all the scripts that we need. These are the scripts that we already have worked on since the first days. So it's gonna make this easier instead of retyping everything.
This is newer than yesterday's, right?
I'm sorry?
Is this newer than yesterday's package, or is this
Yeah,
the
this
same
is newer.
package?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is newer. Yeah. It has a 3D model also. So make sure you download this version. Or else you won't have the 3D model. We're doing a turret. Yeah. So yeah, the link should be on the chat. Make sure to click on it. Yeah, I'm sorry about the microphone. I don't. If you have any questions, just type in the text. I check the text. I check the chat often. Okay, so let's so make sure you have Unity open.
Mine says the following open scene have been changed on disk. Do you want to reload the scene?
Wait, I exported the scene. Dang it. Yeah, just say yes and see what happens.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know what happens if I.
I have 2 error messages. That's it.
I have an error message too.
Okay,
Yeah, I
we'll
have
fix
two.
that. Okay, we'll fix that.
Oh, and also the scene didn't load in. When I imported everything, it's still just the blank light in the camera.
That should
Yeah.
be fine.
Okay.
Okay, it just says namespace enemy health is not there. Oh,
Yeah,
because
that's just for me.
Okay, yeah, because I was working on the script and I already have the end goal. So open up your script. So on Unity, you know where the red text is. Just double click it, and it should show you where to go. Huh? I didn't import enemy health. Oh wait. Oh, okay. So I guess I didn't give you guys enemy health. Did we do enemy health yesterday? Yeah, we did. Okay, yeah. So actually, yeah, and this is not. Yeah, you should have this script. So go back to the Google Drive and just download this the C# file. So just refresh the page. I uploaded it and download it. I forgot to include it in the package. I thought enemy health for some reason we didn't make it, but that was yesterday's class. So just download that C# file, and once you have it, just drag it into your game, and then it should compile.
Wait, where's the file?
It's on the Google Drive. So just refresh the
Okay.
page on Google Drive. And this is what we did yesterday. And you shouldn't have any errors. Let me know if you have any errors.
I have end layout group, begin layout group must be called first.
Layout group. Can you just go to console and just press clear? It should remove the
Clear?
problem. Yeah, that's just a computer
it's
problem.
gone. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a computer problem.
My 2 didn't go away.
It didn't go away.
Yeah.
What is
Oh.
the errors?
It's still the same 2, but there's also like a yellow exclamation point.
Okay. Can you tell me what the error is?
Um, the first 2 are type or namespace name enemy health cannot be found. Are you missing a using directive or an assembly reference? And then the second one is the local function update is declared but never used.
Okay. Did you download enemy health?
I did.
And then did you drag it into your game?
Into the game or into the asset?
Into the assets, yeah. Into the
Yeah,
assets.
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's in my scripts.
Okay. And okay, so in your scripts, enemy health, just make sure the name of enemy health doesn't have any type of parentheses. It should just
Doesn't.
be enemy health. Okay.
Nope.
Can you share your screen so I can see?
I gotcha.
Yeah. One moment, Benjamin. Let me just help it.
Hello?
How did you unmute your
Hello?
Gosh.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
okay.
happened?
I think Gavin's presentation had a feedback.
Oh,
For
wow.
some reason, for some reason your presentation was unmuted. Yeah, present your
Weird.
screen. Make sure you have your screen muted.
Okay.
My truck's engine shutting off or something.
Oop. Oh, I see. Okay. Can you see my screen or no?
No, I kicked you out. I kicked your screen out.
Okay.
Just share again.
Oh, I think I hit a Chrome tab instead of share my entire screen. That's probably it.
Ah, I see.
That's probably what caused the big ear rape. Here we go.
All right. Let's see. This thing. Okay, can't see. Okay. Can you click on hide the little sharing your screen?
Oh, yeah.
The bottom part. Yeah. Let's see. Enemy health could not be found. Enemy health. Okay. Can you double click that error?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my enemy health. Let's see. No, that shouldn't be the problem. Wait. Can you go back to the scripts? Yeah. And go back to and then double click on enemy health. Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's capital E, capital.
Oh, it's capital E
Yeah.
so I should just go to Raycast and just change it to capital.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's weird. Your thing shouldn't say that, but okay.
That
Okay.
should be all good. Yep.
Yeah. Are you
Save
sure you
it.
downloaded the right one?
I did.
Okay, because my enemy health is lowercase e. I don't know how you got yours capital E.
Well, will it still save or will it still work
Yeah,
the same?
I mean, we'll see. Oh, can you go back to assets? I want to see something. Did you let me see if you download the right one. Go to assets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is. That's interesting.
Okay. And then should I not worry about this update thing?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of course. And then Benjamin, if something's not working, can you share your screen? Okay, let's take a look. It says enemy health. Oh, so I think you have the same error. So can you double click on scripts? The folder. Scripts. Well, okay, you don't have it, so you need to download it. So go back to the link, Google Drive. I mean, the Google Drive. No, not that one. Google Drive. It's right there. And just refresh the page. Okay, and then right click on that and download. and then click and drag it into Unity. Yeah, drop it in there. And it should go away. Perfect. There you go. Okay, so everyone's good. Let's get back on track. Okay, so everyone's screen should look like this. It's blank. This time I did not provide a scene because we need to build our own scene. Our scene is going to be very basic. So first we're going to start off with our plane. So let's go to game object up here in the menu bar. Click on 3D object and then plane. Okay. So when you get the plane, of course, zero it out. So here on the position, make it 0, 0, 0 on the X, Y, and Z. So it can be at the center of the world. And then the scale, let's make it 5, 5, 5. So we have our own playground. Okay. And of course, we can put some color in this. You can just, we already have these folders, so you can just go into materials. It's a folder called materials. Just double click it, and then you can pick any color you want, or you can make your own color. I'm just going to pick green and just color the floor green. Okay. The next thing is we're going to grab our player. Our player is already a prefab, so it's already pre-made for us. So delete your main camera on your scene. So go into your hierarchy and just highlight your main camera, right click, and then delete. Okay, and then just drag out main camera. It's on your folder, on your project folder down here. It's on the main assets folder. It says main camera. Just click and drag it outside, and then your character should be there. Your character is going to be under, like, in midway through the floor. Just bring it up a bit, just until you see like the what is this shape called? Capsule. The capsule like almost touching the floor. Once you have that, just press play, and your game should work off the bat. Okay. Okay, Benjamin, make sure you're pay attention. Okay, so this is what I did. One, I removed the main camera from the scene. Okay, so go to the hierarchy, right click, and press delete. Okay, so you delete your camera that's already there. Second, you go back to the project, and in your main project, in your assets folder, there's a component called main camera. Okay, so just click and drag your main camera. Just click and drag it out to the scene and just let it go, and then your character should be there. Okay, now your character is going to be yes, in the middle of your plane. So just use your arrow key, use the move tool. You can just press W. It's a shortcut, and then use the click on the green arrow and just pull it up, and then your character should move up.
It says there's no line renderer attached to the main camera.
Yep. We're gonna fix that right now.
Cool. Okay.
I have a really weird problem. I can't like pan with my mouse anymore. I can't like. I can only zoom in and zoom out. It's really weird.
And you can't pan.
No, I can't. I can't even like move. Like I can't use Q or anything. I can't drive.
Is there an error in your game?
No, there's no error. It's just that I can't. Like I can't even drag the materials into the plane.
Do this. Go to layout, all the way in the top right of your window. This is layout.
Yeah.
And just click default, and it should restore your Unity UI. And then
yeah,
check if you can move.
Yeah, it works now.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. So once we have our player, like I said, your player should work off the bat. But there is a problem when you shoot. It gives you an error. It says there is no line render attached to main camera. So the reason why it's saying that because I added a new feature where you shoot, it actually shows you like where it's shooting. So to fix that problem, scroll all the way down where it says raycast shooting, and we're going to add a component. So we're in the inspector. Make sure the main camera is selected. Scroll all the way down. Click on add component, and we're going to add a component called line renderer. Okay. So it's already a pre-made component. So just make sure you select that line renderer. Okay. When you click that, a little pink line will show up. This is going to be your render material. So what we want to do is I want to make this smaller because this is pretty big. So if you, it's in the middle of the world, so you're only seeing like half of it. But if you like put the camera, if you dip the camera lower, it's like just a giant square. So you want to make this thin because it's kind of like a laser line. Okay. Okay. So you need to create a line render. The line render. Click on the main camera. Go to an inspector. The inspector is the thing all the way to the right. So you guys should remember, hierarchy is the thing on the left. It's the stuff that's in your game. Inspector is the thing on the right. Okay, it's the components. Okay, so click on your camera, go all the way to the right in your inspector, scroll all the way down, and then click on add component. Okay, add component is the button all the way in the bottom, and look for line renderer. Okay? And then once you get line render, you should get this pink thing in the middle of the world. Now, what we need to do is we need to make this line render thinner because I don't want this giant square popping up. So here there is a option. It's called width below positions. It's like a graph and it has a red line. So you can just click and drag this graph down and you can make the line thinner. So I'm going to drag it down to like 0.118. That's what my number is. But you can make it thin, whatever amount you like. That's fine. So then once you're done, it should work. You can just press play. And yeah, so once you shoot, every time you click, you see this kind of line being drawn. Okay.
Also, Fernando, the thing like where sometimes when you shoot, like the bullet hole appears like on your player. It's still happening for me.
Oh yeah, because this is a new game, the whole layers are reset. So if you click on your main camera and you see it says main camera and it says layer in blank, just make a layer. Click on add layer,
Okay.
and just add a layer called player, and then do the matrix thing. Go to edit,
All right. Cool.
project settings, and then go to physics, and then the matrix. Just uncheck player and player. So then you don't have that problem anymore.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Fernando,
Yep.
I think I got a bit behind with the mouse stuff. So I have the camera and I have the keypress description, but then am I missing anything? The line, I didn't have that. I didn't get that yet.
Oh, you know the player thing is already made for you, right? You can just click and drag your player out. It literally has all the stuff ready.
Oh, I was making everything. Wait,
You were
where's that?
remaking it. Oh, that's fine. If you want to remake it, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So on your character, your main camera, just click on Add Component and just click on Line Renderer.
Okay.
Yeah, and then in the Line Renderer, you have this. If you look in your world, you have this pink line in the middle of the world. So that's fine. So you're gonna scroll down where the line render, some of the options, it says width, and then there's a red line. Do you see it? There's a graph.
Yeah.
Okay, just click on that line and just go down. I went to 0.1 just to make my line thinner.
Okay.
And then once you're satisfied, just press play. And then you should see your, well, if you have the bullet script, the shooting script on your character, then every time you click, you see this kind of ray popping up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now.
Yeah. So all the scripts are already in the one in the assets, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and it's called main camera, the main camera prefab. So just click and drag it, and it literally has everything ready for you.
Yeah.
Well, except the line render, you just which you
Yeah.
just okay. Okay. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding our enemy. So our enemy is going to be a turret. Um, so we're just gonna plop the turret in the middle, and then we are going to work with it. So this is our first time we're gonna deal with a different 3D model other than primitive shapes. So we're gonna go through the folders. So go to the assets folder, and then look for a folder called Tower Defense. Okay, double click on that folder, Tower Defense, and then there's two folders. One is called Models, and the other one's called Sprites. We're double clicking on Models. Okay, and the next one is Standard Turret. So if the whole text doesn't show up, it's just Standard Turret. Just double click that folder. Okay, and then you have two turrets. You have turret and then turret with panels. We're just gonna use the regular turret. So just click and drag that turret out, and then you should have your turret ready. Okay. Or if you wish to use any other model, that's fine with me. If you want to use the laser one, if you want to use the other standard one, missile launcher or whatever you want, that's fine. The only thing is when you import it, this one is already fixed. I did not fix the rest. Everything else is going to be tiny, like a tiny turret. So to fix the turret size, don't scale it. Instead, do this. So click on the turret you want to import, and then on the inspector, there's options. It's model, rig, animation, and materials. Click on model, and then the first option it says scale. Change it from 1 to 3. So change it to 3, and then just press apply, and then your model will grow. And then that's the size we're using. Again, you can use any model you want. I'm just going to use this one for now, the
Wait,
regular turret.
Wait, which do we do it on the X, Y, or Z? The 3.
The 3 what?
You should be like scale it by 3.
Yeah, no. Here on the scale factor. Okay, so no, don't click on this turret. No, click on the turret that's on the folder, on the project folder.
Oh,
So
okay.
you see on my screen how I'm clicking on the project folder.
Yeah.
So that option it's showing up here. So then it says scale factor, and then the number should be 1, and just change it to 3, and it should
Okay.
be fixed. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But if
mine was
you
already at 3.
yeah, like, but
Okay.
that's what I said. If you're using a different turret, then do that. If you're
Okay.
using this turret, then it's already fixed. I already fixed it for you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So once you choose your turret, you can. Okay. So while we wait for Benjamin, what you can do is you can color this turret. So this turret is already sliced into different parts. So if you go back to the materials, and then you have all your colors, you can click and drag your materials, and you can color your turret, whatever uh, thing you want. Something like maybe like this. I don't know. You can be creative and start putting colors. You can just click and drag your colors. You can't choose where to put the color. Well, yeah, you can, but you can't slide. You can't choose how to slice the thing because it's already sliced. So these pieces, like for example, the red parts are one material that the person that made this object put that color there. Again, it's up to you what color you want. Are we ready, Benjamin? Okay, we're still waiting. Show you what? How to drag the turret or how to do what? Oh, bigger? Okay. So let's see. The tower defense models, and then whatever laser. So let's just say you want to use the laser beamer. So just click on that model. Okay, don't drag it out. Just click on that model. If you dragged it out, that's fine. Just make sure you click on it from the project folder. Okay, and then go to the inspector, and then you see how the first option is, or if you're not in you're in the animation or material, just click on model. It's the first tab. So under inspector, it's called model. Okay. Then it says scale factor. Scale factor is the first option. And this one, it says 1. So just change it to 3. So change it to 3. Oops. And then just press apply. There's a button all the way in the bottom for apply. Okay, and then when you drag it out, you should. Oh, this is huge. Never mind. Oh, wait. Well, I didn't know that. I thought all these things had the same size. One. Oh yeah, apparently this one is a correct size when you do when you import it to the scene. One is fine. But whatever. I'm not using this one. Okay. So let me go back to this one. I had mine colored. Yeah. Okay. So now that we have this one, now there is a problem with this turret. Uh, this is a problem you'll see a lot when you import objects from other people or other creators. So for example, like this, we imported from someone else. So this person did not rotate this object correctly. It looks good, but it's not rotated correctly. What do I mean by that? Take a look at your move tool. So your move tool, if you click on, if you go on the top left, there's two buttons next to all the tools. It's pivot and global and local, center and pivot. So these are options for Unity, so you can see where these handles are. So if you click on global or local, let's leave it at global. You'll see that the no, sorry, local. You'll see that the rotation that this object has, the positive z, it's facing one way. It's facing this way. This is the x, so this is at position negative x. So this is incorrect. All the objects that you have should always be pointing at positive x. So that means if this is like this, whoops, if this is like this, that would be correct, right? But since we rotated it, now my positive z is this way. Okay, you see how the problem with this? So we need to fix this problem by creating a parent. So this means this turret parent is going to be a dummy. All it's going to do is just going to have these objects. Um, yeah, so what we're gonna do is, well, another way is just turning this around, but then that's too much work for you guys. So instead, we're just gonna make a simple parent and just rotate it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is one is gonna create a parent. So let's right click here on the gray area on your hierarchy, right click, and then create empty. Okay, and this empty should be just floating around. Um, and then just click and drag your turret from your hierarchy, drag it inside your new game object. Okay. This turret, rename it to let's just turret to model, and then this game object, call it turret parent. And the turret model, make sure you go to the X, Y, and Z and make it 0, 0, 0, so it's exactly in the center of the parent. Why do we do that? Because when we want to rotate this parent, so let's just say you want to rotate it like this, you see how it's nicely centered? But if we have it in another location, let's just say we have it like somewhere around here, and then our parent is here. So when we rotate this, it's going to look like this. And that's not the effect we want. We want the pivot point to be exactly in the center of our parent. So make sure you click on model. The X should be 0, Y should be 0, and Z should be 0. Okay. And the parent, once you have that, just bring down the parent to, yeah, closely touching the floor. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give this guy, this object health. So just like we did with yesterday's thing, our health script should be done. All we have to do is put it in, give it a health bar, and then start shooting it. And this thing should start taking damage. And then once the damage reaches less than 0, or yeah, less than or equal to 0, then it should just disappear. There's no reset button on this game. We're just gonna keep it simple. Once you destroy it, it's over. It's gone. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you have your parent and your model. Sorry, we're waiting for Benjamin. Are you ready to move on, Benjamin? The colors, just drag it from materials folder. So if you go to the assets and then materials, you have colors, and just click and drag your colors into your turret. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we need to fix one more thing. The thing is the rotation, the whole purpose, the reason why we did this parent thing. So click on the turret model, so the child of the parent, and the X rotation. Is it X? No, it's not X. It's Y, right? 90. Yeah. So just change the Y rotation to 90. Just put 90 on the Y rotation, and then this thing should be facing forward, and this thing, if you see the blue arrow, it's now facing forward. Positive Z, facing toward this way. The way to orient yourself is just take a look at the there's a X Y Z kind of cube on the top right of your scene. So in the blue cone, it's showing you the positive Z. So that's exactly where the thing should be pointing. That's the positive Z axis. Exactly what we want. Okay, so let's write our first script. Oh, actually, you know what? No, we're not writing a script yet. We need to add the other components that we need for this, which is the help and the box collider and a rigid body. So add component. Let's add a box collider. Add a rigid body. Make sure you take off gravity and use kinematic. It's kinematic, so don't use gravity. And then check mark kinematic. And then we have to add enemy health. So just type in enemy, and enemy health should pop up, and we are good. The next thing you need to do is you need to edit your box collider. So on your box collider, you'll see a button. It's called Edit Collider. Click on that button, and then you'll see you see some handles popping up. So what you should do is just click on those handles and just drag it until you fully encapsulate the turret. Okay, so try your best to kind of encapsulating the whole turret. If you want um, better results, like very fine results, to do this on the top right, I pointed out this little tool on the top right of your scene. You see where it says perspective? Just click on one of the cones. So for example, click on Z, the Z cone, the X, the red cone, X, and then it's gonna show. It's gonna say right, and it's gonna be like a what is this sign? It's like a branch sign or like a reverse 3 sign. Just click on that. Then it's gonna turn to 3 lines, and it's gonna give you a flat view. Okay, and then that flat view, you can. It's easier to edit the box colliders. Just click on the handle, and just go like this, and you can be more precise on where your box collider is going to be. Okay, don't make it too big, because then kind of like making your hitboxes too big. You don't want that. Okay.
Wait, is there any way to make like not a box glider? Like, cause then that if you do the whole thing, then like under the gun part, it's gonna like count as hitting it when you're not really hitting it.
Yeah, there's a way. So if you want to make this very precise, what you can do is remove the box collider and instead add a mesh collider. And then it's going to tell you where's the mesh. It says none mesh. So just click on the little circle and then click on turret. What turret is it?
Wait, which turret do we click on? There's like 2 of them, I think.
Just playing. Oh, this turret has double 2 things. I see. You need to scale it. Okay, the reason why I did not put it, well, I didn't suggest doing a mesh collider, it's because the mesh collider, if you see here, if you click on the turret model, the turret is scaled so much, you see it's 0.004413. It's a tiny number. Um, so you need to make another child, and then that child needs to talk to the enemy health. It's just complicated. I suggest just putting two box colliders. Um, so if you're not happy with this, just add another box collider. Um, and let's see. And just do this instead. Oh, why is it keep moving? Uh, Something like this, where you have one box collider like this, and then the other box collider like that, just covering its turret head, and that works out. Yeah, the reason why I didn't I'm not trying to do the mesh collider too, because mesh colliders usually you want to stay away from mesh colliders unless it's super necessary, like you're doing VR, where you want something that you want to handle something like very precise. With these games, you don't want that much precision because it doesn't really matter. The, your computer is going to be doing so much calculations for no reason, just to have precision where your game it's just going to be a shooting game. Doesn't matter too much. So having just a box around it should be fine. Doesn't if you really want that, if you really want your mesh collider, this is how you do it. You guys don't have to do this. So to do the mesh collider, you just create go to turret and in turret you already have the mesh. Just click on type in mesh collider, and then your mesh collider should pop up already. You're not going to be able to see it, but your mesh collider is already there. So if you click on convex, you can see the whole how the mesh collider is. It's more kind of precise, and if you want to because you need to translate your collisions because your collider is now here, your script is up here. So there's you need to connect both of them. So what you need to do is remove your enemy health from here, your rigid body, and then add the rigid body and box collider here. Sorry, yeah, you already have your collider. Sorry, you need to add your rigid body here. So rigid body, and then add your enemy health, and that's how you do it. You treat this guy as your main part. But when this part gets destroyed, so instead of here setting this game object to false, you would say, because this is a child, you would go parent parent. So here you would say transform dot parent parent. So you went up 2 levels, and then you say that parent game object set active false. So then it goes up here to the parent and then destroys the parent. That's the way to do it. Again, that's painful to do, but if you want it that way, that's totally fine. Again, I really go against mesh colliders. They take up so much calculation. There's no point in having them. But if you want to do that, you're free to do that. Okay, so let's go back to where we left off.
Sorry, Fernando. One more thing.
Yeah.
For the box sliders and they're supposed to be in the turret or the turret model.
The turret parent.
Oh, okay.
Not on the model. We're doing everything on the parent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can you share your screen, Benjamin? Let's see. Can you move around so I can see what's going on? Yep, looks good, Benjamin. Yep, looks perfect. Nice job. Okay, so once we have this, now we're gonna do the health bar because we programmed health bars to our objects. So just right click on the turret parent. So this is what we did yesterday. Just right click on your turret parent and then create UI. And then we're gonna go to canvas. Okay, so right click on your turret parent, go to UI, so it's all the way in the bottom, and then go all the way to the bottom again. So look for canvas. Okay, just click on that. Okay, and then your canvas now is under your parent. Now go to the properties, go to the inspector, and we're going to change render mode. Instead of screen overlay, we're going all the last option. It's called world space. Click on world space. Okay. Once you have that world space, the component on top of it, the transform, should now be not grayed out. So change the options. XYZ, position XYZ, it should say 0, 0, 0. And width and height should be 1 and 1. Okay. Actually, you know what? Your position Y should be 2.5. You guys don't get confused. So make sure your position Y is 2.5, X is 0, Z is 0, and then width and height is 1, 1. So once you have this, you should have like a small white box on top of your turret, kind of like a little halo. Well, it's not a halo, it's a square. But it should be on top of your turret. Okay. Once you have this square on top of your turret, right click on your canvas again, and then go to UI, go to image. Okay. And then you will get this giant white square. Don't freak out. We're just gonna resize it. So go back to the inspector on the width and height. Change the width to 1, and then your height to 0.25. So 0.25. Okay. So just right click on your canvas, go to UI, and then click on image. Okay. And then change the properties to width and height to 1 and 0.25. 0.25. Oh wait, is it 0.25? Yeah, 0.25. Okay. Once we have this this image, right click on your image, or you can just press Control D to duplicate, or just right click and then click duplicate. And then you should have 2 images. So we're duplicating from the hierarchy. Okay, so you have image and then image parentheses 1. Click and drag your image parentheses 1 into image. So now it's a child of image. So just click and drag it inside image. Okay, we're doing this in the hierarchy. So we have child, parent, and now we have a child. Oh, are you guys not? Oh, wow. I was not showing my screen. Huh. Were you guys able to see my screen?
I was able to see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just
okay.
pinned it.
I think for the I think I messed up the recording. When I don't share my screen, the recording messes. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you guys.
Even when you don't see it, you can still see it if you pin it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully, I didn't mess up the recording. Okay, that's fine. You can help him out, right, Zane?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you have your parent and child, right? Now your parent and child, your child, what you're going to do is you're going to drag a square. So we already have a square. If you go to assets and then go to PNG. If you go to PNG, there is a circle and then something called health bar. So just click on the image and then click and drag your, so this is image parentheses 1. Make sure you have that one clicked. And then click and drag health bar into, on the right-hand side, it says inspector and it says source image and it says none sprite. Click and drag it in there and then you have a health bar. Okay. Change the color to like a health bar. I'm going to change it to green, like green color. And then change your settings. Uncheck raycast target. We don't need a raycast. So there's a small check mark right below it. So uncheck it. And then there's another option. It says image type. Change it from simple. Click on simple and then go all the way in the bottom. It says filled. Click on filled. Okay. Next, we're going to change our fill method. The next option, it says radial 360. Change radial to horizontal. Okay. And then to verify that this works, there's a handle where it says fill amount. Just click on that fill amount handle, and you should be able to see it. If you click and drag it, you should be able to see your thing load. Mine, for some reason, is going backwards. So if you wanted to go from the other way, if you want to go from this perspective, from the other way, from my right to my left, so you could just invert it. So it says fill origins instead of left. Just click on right, and then that should fix. But if you like it the other way, that's fine too. Okay. So now notice how I do this to the health bar, and then the background is still white. So you can just change the background. So click on image, the parent, and then just change that color to, I'm gonna change it to red. So now it's a better effect. So when it goes down, it kind of shows you the difference. I like red and green. It's showing you positive health, and then yeah. The red is simple. The red, you just click on the image, and then click on color. It says color. Just change it to red. So just click on the parent.
In image one, I don't see any of these controls.
On image one, you need to have their health. You need to click and drag your health bar into the source image. You see an inspector. It says source image, and yours, I think it says none. Do you see it?
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, click and drag your health bar in there. Once you drag it in there, then the options pop up.
I forgot to change the image type.
It should be a sprite.
No, I mean to fill, like in the inspector.
I see. Okay. What are you talking about? Oh no, image on the left-hand side. So look at my screen. You see where it says hierarchy? This is image one and then image, right? So image is the parent. This one, I changed it to red. So if you look on the right-hand side on the inspector, I changed the color to red. You see, I changed it to red. And then image one, the child, I changed it to green. Okay, while we're here, change the name image one to health bar. So type in health bar. Okay, so once you have this, let's go back to the turret parent, and then on the inspector, the component enemy health, there is a component called health bar. Click and drag your health bar into your health bar. So click and drag health bar where it says none health bar, and then that should be your thing. So just click and drag. So click on your turret parent. Yeah. So now it should be working. So like I said, click on turret parent. Okay, and then on the right hand side on the inspector, we have a component called enemy health, and then it's requiring a health bar. It says health bar none. Just click and drag your health bar into your health. So click and drag your health bar from your left, the thing we just made, the one we colored green. Click and drag that into the health bar where it says none. We're creating a reference. Okay. Once you have that, press play, and you should be able to shoot the turret, and then the turret health will go down. So yeah, it'll start going down, right? And then once it takes 10 shots, it's going to go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, let me know if you have any issues. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna start. This is just reviewing what we did yesterday.
Fernando, what was in the enemy health, the health bar image? Where did that come from?
The enemy health bar comes from the canvas where we created the health bar. So the health bar we just created, the image, we click and drag that to the health bar here.
Yeah, I have
on
the foreground, like I did the foreground and background thing like we did yesterday. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I just dragged the canvas in, or
No, you drag the health bar. So click and drag the green one.
the green one. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the green one should have the image. It should have an image, source image thing.
hmm
Okay. All right. So now this is good and all, but of course we want to make our AI smarter. We want our AI to look at us and then start shooting us when it detects us. So we'll be working with distance and we'll be working with angles today. So prepare math. Math is going to be cool today. We're going to do some calculations to calculate where we are, and then depending on where we are and how much distance we have, that's the enemy would react appropriately. So let's click on the enemy parent. Sorry, the turret parent. Turret parent, and we're going to add component, and we're going to call this one enemy AI. Okay, and then click on new script, and click on create and add. So we're making a brand new script. Oops. And just double click on enemy AI and then it will pop up. Your script should pop up, and then we're gonna
Sorry, do we add that to the turret or the turret parent?
Parent, the turret parent. Just double click it. If you don't see the script, I think you guys are used to being on the assets folder. Just click on assets folder, and then the enemy the script should pop up. The scripts are always on the assets folder on the main upper layer folder.
Fernando, is there any way to change the line render color?
Yeah, you can make a material.
I have to make them, and then where will you drag it into?
So if you click on the
Oh, would you click on? Would you put it to element 0? Is that what it is?
yeah, where's it? Where's the gaming
Okay.
camera? Is it elements? Yeah. So there's a materials property, and it says size and then element 0. Yeah, you would click and drag.
Yeah, because I changed the color under the graph, so that wouldn't work, right?
No, that wouldn't work. Well, yeah, it would work. So let's just say you're shooting some white thing, and you want to change the color of that white, thing.
Yeah.
Then you can change the color there. You can override the color. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Today I'm not going into materials. That would be another class. That'd be part of the particle effects class.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's have this script open. Okay, make sure you are following along because this we are going to type a lot. So if you fall behind, that's not good. Okay, so again, make sure you have your enemy AI script open. And okay, so the first thing we need to do, of course, is we need to keep track of our player. Where is our player? Who is our player? So we are going to make a reference to our player. So we're going to go to the beginning of the class, and we're going to make a reference. So we're going to say transform player. Okay. Then we need to specify how fast do we want to face the player. So if once he reaches our vicinity, how fast should we rotate and look at him? So this is a public float, and I'm going to call this rotation speed, and I'm going to make this default to 180 0.0f. Okay. Then we need to say what's our minimum distance for to look for our player. So we're gonna say public float min distance, and we're gonna do 10 units. 0f. That doesn't make sense. I should just say 10f. Okay, but it still makes sense. The next thing we need to do is we need to keep track of can we for the next part of the enemy shooting, we need to keep track can we shoot the player. So Here we're gonna have a boolean. We're gonna say bool follow player, and that's gonna turn true or false. Okay. Oh, sorry. No. This is not for enemy shooting. Actually, this is for this script. The reason why we have this boolean. There's two ways of following an enemy. One is having a circle collider, a sphere collider. Let's just say you have a big a sphere collider. This is like 10 radius, and then you make that sphere collider trigger. So whenever the player enters that vicinity, then the player is recorded and say, okay, now you can shoot it, or you change the boolean to yes, you can start following him. So then you can start following him. The other way we're gonna do it is calculating the distance. So how far is the player from us? If the player is this far, once it crosses that threshold, then you change the boolean. I think that's a little better. Okay, so we have all our variables ready. So then let's go to the start function. And in the start function, we need to look for the player. So to find the player, we're gonna say player equals game object dot find game objects with tag game object, not game objects. It's game object singular. And we're gonna look for player dot transform. Okay. Okay, and what we need to do is we need to make this player tag player, because if not, then our turn can't find us. So we need to make a object called player, because we can't call ourselves player because we're a camera. So we need to change our player thing. So we'll work on that after we finish the script. Okay. So once we find the player, we're good. So now let's start with the update. So let's go inside the update function. And inside the update function, we need to calculate how far is the object, how far is the player from you. So we're gonna store that into a variable. We're gonna call it a distance, and we're gonna grab our distance by calling vector3 dot distance. So this is already calculates the distance for you, and the distance between player dot position and transform dot position. Okay. So the player's position, of course, where is the player, and then transform that position. Transform that position is from your point of view, which is the turret. You're talking from the turret's point of view. So my position versus the player's position, get the distance, and then that will give you a float number, a decimal number. Okay. Once you have that decimal number, you can use that decimal number to compare. So we're going to say if distance is less than sign minimum distance. So the distance we require for the player to cross. So if that distance is met, if the player is close enough, we want to start following the player. So we're going to change the boolean follow player. So follow player equals true. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we need to do the calculation. Where are we going to rotate? So I'm not going to get too much into 3D math, but basically we have 2 points in space. We have X, Y, and Z, and we need to figure out the angle between these 2 points. So the way to calculate those 2 points is first we need to get the difference between them, and then we get the rotations based on a normal of the player. So to do that, we're gonna first get the difference between the 2 locations. So we're gonna say vector3 target point. Okay, and this is gonna be player position minus transform that position. Okay, so it's very important to have your player first, or else you get an inverted direction, which you don't want. So make sure your player is first when you do these kind of subtractions, or your not your player, sorry, your object, the object you want to follow, or you're looking for. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove our Y rotation because our Y position because we don't want our turret flying around. We just wanted to just circulate because this turret doesn't have a feature to go to look up and down. It's only looking left and right, so it's only going to turn about its y axis. So we need to remove that. We're going to say target dot point. Oh, sorry, what am I doing? Target point dot y equals transform dot position dot y. Okay, so we reset the position, so it's not going to look funny. It's not gonna bounce around. And then the next thing we need to do is we need to calculate the actual rotation. So our target rotation, which is going to be a quaternion. Quaternion is this target rotation. Oh, I'm bad at spelling today. So target rotation. So what a quaternion is a what's it called? Wow, it's escaping me. It's a data type. Wow. It's a data type. It's used for rotations in the real world. So once you get into bigger math in college, you'll start learning about quaternions. So this is a rotation in XYZ, and it has a W component to it. So it gets really freaky out there. So I'm gonna stop there. So yeah, so we have our target rotation, which is in quaternion, and we need to calculate this. So to get this, we're gonna use another quaternion, or we're gonna use a quaternion function called look rotation. Okay, and then that look rotation requires where is our target, and then about what phase. So we're gonna say target point. Excuse me. Okay. And then it's going to be vector 3. And then about what phase? It's going to be about up phase. So vector 3 dot up. Okay. So now we have our target rotation, where we're going to face. Okay. Once we have that, we are going to start rotating toward our character. So we're going to say... Okay. So we're going to say transform dot rotation. And this rotation is so we don't want this to completely snap to the player's location. So we don't want it to, like, let's just say we walk out of the vicinity, so the turret doesn't follow us. But now once we walk into the vicinity, it's just going to snap at us. We don't want that. We want to smoothly rotate towards its destination. So to make it go smoothly, there's two ways of doing that. There's slurp and then rotate towards. I don't like using slurp because then you never, I mean, you get close, but you never get to the positions, the location. You get very close because it's always, you could kind of say like dividing by half to get to the location. So you never get to, technically you never get to that point, but look rotate toward gets you there. So we're gonna say quaternion rotate towards. Okay. And rotate towards requires you from where to where and then how fast. So from where, so transform the rotation. So my current rotation to where we need our target rotation. Oops. Target rotation. And then how fast, rotation speed times time dot delta time. And semicolon at the end. Okay. Make it smaller so you can see what's going on. Okay. Okay, once you have this, press save, Control S, and we're gonna go back to Unity and make this work. Okay, so all we need now is to specify who is our player, and then the way this turret is gonna is going to find our player is by an object with a tag called player. So we need to tag our player as player, but we can't just tag him as player because it's currently a main camera. So we need to make a child called player and with the tag player and just make it follow the camera. So that's going to be what the turret is going to look for. Okay. So I'm gonna move to Unity. So hopefully everyone has this down. Okay, so let's go back to Unity. So once you have that, you shouldn't have any problems with your code. And so we're just gonna click on main camera, and we're gonna make a child. So just hey, there's already a child. Oh, I already made that for you guys. Oh, look at that. I'm thinking ahead for you guys. So the players actually made it already. So you can just press play, and the turret should already look for you. So get closer, and the turret rotates toward you. Get away, and then look at it, and it's not going to follow you. Get closer, and the turret looks for you. And then when you rotate, while you're in the vicinity of the turret, it's gonna always follow you. Cool, right? Math is cool. You go pew, pew, pew.
Fernando, my player is just moving out of the scene.
Moving out of the scene.
Yeah.
Okay, can you share your screen?
hmm can you see my screen?
Mm, okay, now I can see your screen. Yeah. Okay, stop playing.
Yeah.
Okay, so click on your main camera. Yeah, and then you see scroll up. You see it says tag and it says untag. Change it to main camera. Yeah, press play initially.
It's supposed to move toward me or just rotate?
It's only going to rotate. It's a turret. It's not supposed to follow you.
Yeah, okay.
It's a stationary turret.
Mhm.
All right, cool.
Alright.
Can you share your screen, Edwin? Sorry, Benjamin. Can you share your screen, Benjamin? Yeah, thanks. Let's see. Press play. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Now get close to it, and it looks at you. Good. And now walk away. Okay, and then get close to it, and it snaps at you. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. Good. All right. Looks like everyone.
Fernando, I have a problem.
What's your problem?
It's just that my turret when it turns, it's not like pivoting correctly. Like it doesn't pivot around its very center.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it twitches, that just means you probably have your I don't know actually. I need to double check what's going on in your screen. Okay, so let's see.
Basically, when I go to it and I turn and it turn like this, see it's like not pivoting around the very center. You can see it's like moving. Like
I see. Yeah, that means your turret is not in the middle. Okay, stop playing.
okay.
Okay, click on your turret model. Yeah, you see your Z is a negative 1.7.
Oh.
Yeah, you make it 0.
Oh,
Yeah.
then it's off.
Yeah, and your canvas is good.
There we go.
Now press play and it should rotate correctly.
All right,
Is that better?
thanks. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone else's works, right? Because we are going to move on. Okay, cool. So now let's yours twitches. Let me see yours thing again. Maybe okay. You're already sharing, so you don't have to share again. Let me see. Okay. So let's see. Okay, stop playing. Click on turret parent. Okay, scroll down. Oh, I see a problem. Uncheck use gravity, and then check is kinematic. Yep, and that should solve your problem. It's still twitching. Does that happen to mine? No, that doesn't happen to mine. Let's see. Can you stop playing? Can you go to your code? Yeah. Yeah, looks good. Target rotation. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I have no idea why you're just twitching. Maybe you have double rigid bodies.
Yeah, I think mine is switching too. I think it might be because of the box sliders. I have
The
two.
box sliders.
Yeah, maybe.
Can
I
you
think
go?
really did that.
Hold on. Let me go. Can you go back to Unity then, Benjamin? Go back to Unity. Scroll up. Box slider there. Let's see. Can you make your box slider just a little bit smaller? Yeah. Just a little bit smaller. Yeah, somewhere around a little bit higher. A little bit higher. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. Okay. Try it now. Press play. That's interesting. I have to take a look at that. And yours is also twitching, right, Parasher? Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it just whenever I rotate, it just keeps passing out and it just keeps moving back and forth.
Does that happen to anyone else? Or is it just, I think it's just you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have typed something wrong. Mike, I don't know. I have to double check with you guys. Maybe after class, I'll double check your scripts and everything. Okay, so let's move on, guys. So because we still have more to do. Okay, so let's go back to my presentation. Okay, and let's go back to Unity. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make this turret shoot, depending on where our player is. So one thing to make you to help you guys visualize where is our boundary, where once we cross what where the turret's going to look at us. So I suggest you doing this. Go to PNG, and then there's a circle. Okay, so just go to the assets, and then go to PNG, and then there's just a circle there. Just click and drag your circle. On the left-hand side on your hierarchy, just put it inside parent. Okay. Just make
Wait,
sure
inside of turret parent?
yeah, inside the turret parent. So just
Okay.
click and drag it inside turret parent, and then you should see a circle pop up. So this circle, go to the transform, make it 0, 0, 0 on the XYZ. Okay. And then on the rotation, I think it's on the X, right? Yeah. On the X-axis, put 90 on your rotation. And then your scale is going to be, let's see, if it's 10, so it's going to be 5. So we need double that. 20? Yeah, so we need 20. So make it 20, 20, 20. For your circle, make it 20, 20, 20. And then that's basically your range of your turret. The reason why we're doing 20 because 20 is its diameter, and then our distance is 10. So if it's a radius, if this is in the center, the radius from in the middle to the edge is going to be 10. So 10 here and 10 there makes 20. So it's a diameter of 20. So that's why we put 20, 20, 20. So now when we press play, and then you take a look, the circle's there. So once we step in the circle, the turret will start following us. We step out, the turret will stop following us.
My circles look vertical.
Yeah, that's why. Put your rotation to 90.
Oh, okay.
You have to set your rotation to 90 in order to flip it. And make sure it's only on the x-axis. 90 on the x.
And then should I move it up a little bit because it's kind of like phasing through the ground?
Yeah, just if it's facing to the ground, just move it up just a bit on the y-axis. Wait, Benjamin, yours doesn't work? Let's see. Mine doesn't show that way. Just make sure you have the rotations correct. So like I said, your rotation should be 90. And if yours looks something like where it's like this, where it's battling with the the thing, just click on the move tool and just move your circle just a little bit higher so you can see it. Yeah, looks good. So once you're in the circle, it's going to follow you. If you're not in the circle, it's not going to follow you. You go in and it follows you. Okay, perfect. That's just for visualization, and it's usually a good idea to kind of show the player, hey, these are hot zones. Don't go through here. Okay. So now let's make this a shooter. So we're going to click on Add Component, and we're going to type enemy shooting. Oh, enemy shooting. Okay. This is a new script, so click on New Script, and then click on Create and Add. Okay. Once you make it, double click on it. Okay. If you guys can't find the script, you guys can also click on the. I think yours is 3 dots. Mine's still gear. So all the way to the right, just right click, and then there's an option called Edit Script. You can just click on that, and then
Call it enemy shooting.
Enemy shooting, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And the cool thing about this one, it's enemy shooting is going to be exactly like a raycast shooting, except instead of waiting for a mouse click, what is it going to wait for? It's going to wait for, are we at the correct position? Once that correct position is there, then it's going to start, wailing at, start shooting, those rays. So let's go open up raycast shooting, your script. So go back to Unity and then open up raycast shooting. And then you can close the rest. So the 2 scripts that you should have open is enemy shooting and raycast shooting.
I don't have enemy shooting.
No, enemy shooting is a new thing we're making. So make sure you create a new script called enemy shooting.
Oh.
Yeah. Raycast shooting should be under the scripts folder. That's one of the scripts I made. The raycast shooting. If you can't find it, just click on main camera and then scroll down, and raycast shooting should be there. Just I think it's a second to last thing before the line renderer. Again, you can just click on the little. I don't think you guys have gears anymore. I think it's triple dots, and just click on Edit Script on the bottom, or just double click the script and it opens it up. Okay, so once we have enemy shooting or raycast shooting, look at my screen before doing it. So everyone pay attention to my screen because you guys might get it wrong. And I have to repeat myself. So this is a class, okay? Inside the class, we have all this code, okay? So it goes from here to here. So this class starts with a curly brace and ends with a curly brace, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna copy everything inside the class. So everything after the first curly brace, so here, and then all the way down before the last curly brace. Okay, you can hold shift and then click, and you select all the code that is inside the class. Okay, if I were to delete this is how it's gonna look like. Okay, don't delete it though. This is just to show, that's what we're selecting. Okay, once you have it, copy, and then we're gonna go to enemy shooting, and we're gonna do exactly the same here. We're going to click and drag only what's inside the class. Delete what's inside the class. So it should only say class enemy shooting and then curly brace, curly brace. And inside those curly braces, we paste everything that we got from the other script. Okay, and that's how you copy a script. You don't want to copy the class. Okay, so make sure you do that. Copy everything inside the curly braces. So excluding the first curly brace and then before the last curly brace, and then paste it inside your enemy shooting. Okay, because like I said, it's going to be exactly the same. There's no point in rewriting everything unless you guys like typing. Let's go with me, but everything else is going to be exactly the same.
What if they're using different
You
stuff?
can,
Like you have to
but
like, import more
for this
stuff.
one, we're still using the raycast shooting. If you want to use the instantiating shooting, that's fine. We just have to change a few things. But for this one, we're just gonna leave it as this as a raycast because we're dealing with raycast already.
Wait, so Fernando, so now we're not gonna have it as the input.get mouse button, right? We're gonna have it as like the mini
Yes, correct.
distance
It's
when it's less
but
than that.
except the minimum distance is already there. Instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a boolean that's gonna say, "Can we shoot?" If that boolean is true, then it's gonna start shooting. So that's what's gonna replace here the get mouse button. So it's gonna say, "Can we
Okay.
shoot?" If we can, then we
Okay.
can start shooting. But those conditions have to be met with. We're gonna do the calculation, so don't worry about that right now. Okay, let me see, Benjamin.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what you have. Okay. No. Benjamin, go back to raycast shooting. Go to raycast shooting. Okay. Copy everything. So let's start selecting from there all the way up. Go up, 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 up. Before the first one. After the first one. I mean, yeah. Perfect. Correct. Copy. Go to enemy shooting. It's already there. You don't have to look for it. No. Okay. Okay, and then highlight everything, starting from public down to before the last curly brace, all the way before the last curly brace. So, okay, yeah, like that. Paste it. Delete and then paste. Then Control V. And that's it. And save. I think did you switch something from your enemy AI? Can you click on enemy AI? I think you did something. Did you? No, you didn't. Okay, just kidding. Okay, yeah, save it. Control S. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now let's go back to my presentation and let's see. Okay, so once you have this, we're going to do some edits. The big edit we want is we don't want decals. Okay, what's the error? What's the error? That's not an error. This is the warning. Don't worry too much about warnings. Yeah, don't worry about it. What was it doing? Oh yeah, so let's go back to the script. So let me back to my thing. Okay. So again, we don't care about decal, so just erase the decal line. So that should be line number 7 if you pasted it correctly. If not, then just look for that line. This should be the first line. So we don't need that line. Next, let's scroll down and we are going to delete the decal instances. So these 3 lines that says game object clone, clone.transform and then destroy clone. We don't need this, so delete those 3 lines. Okay, so 3 lines that say clone, clone, clone. In your IDE, it should highlight like this is red, and this is also red. So just delete those 3 lines, and we don't need them. Okay. Once you delete those, scroll down just a bit, and then we're going to also delete everything inside the if statement. So you see how it says if hit rigid body not equals null. So everything inside the if statement we're going to delete. Okay. So everything inside the if statement, if hit rigid body equals null, so it's going to be basically empty. What's wrong, Benjamin? We're just deleting stuff. So delete the first line. So go to line number 7, delete it. Yeah. Okay, scroll down. Keep going. Okay, we're gonna delete those 3 lines that say clone. So game object clone, clone this transform, and clone destroy. The 3 lines, 3 lines. So the line above it. Yeah, delete those 3 lines. Okay, good. Now scroll down a bit. Okay, and everything inside that if statement that you're right there, inside, delete everything inside. So highlight everything. No, not everything. Just inside the if, yeah, and then delete it. Yeah, there you go. See, now your if statement is blank. Yep. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see. Okay, so once we have this, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to keep track of can we shoot. So scroll all the way up, okay? And then after private line renderer, we're going to make a new variable. So just press enter. So after all these variables, we're going to make a public bool, public boolean, and we're going to call this boolean ready to shoot. Hey, shoot. There you go. Ready to shoot. So public bool ready to shoot. Okay, once you have this, we are going to change this. Instead of mouse 0, it's going to say ready to shoot. So let's scroll down. Mine is line 32. I don't know what line yours in, maybe the 30th, but that's roughly around the area. And then here we have input.getMouse button 0. So that's the if statement. Erase that. Okay, and then we're going to replace it with ready to shoot. Okay. So this is shorthand. Instead of saying ready to shoot equals true, we're just going to say if ready to shoot. It's just less typing for me. Okay, so if ready to shoot.
Fernando, I'm getting a couple errors. I think I might have deleted something
Okay,
wrong.
you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're.
I think I am right now.
Okay, let me see.
I just don't see that same error.
Okay, it looks like your script is no bueno. Scroll down. Just erase everything inside again. Just do it again. Erase the whole class inside everything inside the class. Inside the class, so one line above that. Yeah. Everything. Go up. Yeah. Delete that. Okay, and then copy your class again. So go to raycast shooting, and then copy that stuff again, and then paste it. Okay, Does it give you any errors? No. Okay, perfect. So now, okay, so delete the first line,
No.
decal. hmm Scroll down. Scroll down. Okay, and then we're gonna delete the three, yeah, those three things. Okay, and then we're gonna delete everything after. No, up, up, up. Yeah, in the if statement. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You were right. You were right. And there. Delete. Yeah, delete.
All of this?
Yep, that's it. Save. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
and add a new
And then what was it? It was
public bool ready to shoot. Semicolon. Okay, and scroll down, and then you change the input in the get mouse to ready to shoot. Perfect. Okay, good. So save the script. Save the script, and let's. Now what? Now what? Um, we need to change this. What do we change it to? Is it barrel? I think it's barrel, right? Ray origin. Do you need this line anymore? Oh man, I'm getting old people syndrome. Oh yeah. So let's delete this line where it says vector 3 ray origin, get component camera world. You don't need this. Delete it. Okay. Once you delete it, you'll get another error down here. It says I don't know what ray origin is. Replace it with barrel dot position. So type in barrel dot position.
wait, sorry, what did we delete again?
We deleted ray origin. So it should be
the whole thing.
yeah, the whole line. We're just deleting the line. Ray origin. To look something like this, like vector 3 ray origin, and so on and so forth. Delete the whole thing.
And then change
Yeah,
the
once
ray origin to barrel.
once you delete it, the ray origin below it, or like 6 lines below it, it's gonna give you error, and just write barrel dot position.
Wait, were we ever supposed to set ready to shoot to true? Because I never did that.
Nope. That's
Okay.
remember, this ready to shoot is a public boolean, so we're not controlling ready to
Oh,
shoot.
we're gonna do. Oh, so it's gonna be in another script then.
Enemy AI is going to control
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
So we have
why
to
it's a
go in
public.
there and then enable it in there.
Correct. Because
Okay.
enemy AI, remember, enemy AI is doing all the calculations. So just let the enemy AI do all the calculations, and it'll tell us when to shoot and when not to shoot. Okay. So okay, we're good. So let's just save this script. Let's open up the other script. So let's open up enemy AI. So open up enemy AI from Unity. Okay. Once you have that, once you have this open, now the place where we need to, let's see, we need to change is here. So when the minimum distance is true, we do all the calculations, and before we start before we start rotating, we actually have our target rotation where we need to rotate. So once we reach, let's just say less than 5 degrees, then we can start shooting our the enemy. So to do that, let's click. Let's click after this target rotation. So let's write code after target rotation, and then here we're just going to do a simple difference between where we're going and what's our destination and where our current rotation is to get our angle. So we're going to say float angle. Angle. And we're gonna do quaternion dot angle. So we're gonna do an angle between two quaternions. Our first quaternion is going to be ourself. So we say transform dot rotation, and then we're comparing against who? We're comparing against player dot rotation, okay? And then semicolon at the end. Once you have that, then we now have our correct angle, and here we can just do a simple if statement and say if angle is no, sorry, is just less than 5. I'm hard coding this 5. If you want to make it into a variable, that's fine. I'm just hard coding it because for me 5 makes sense. And inside our if statement, we are going to grab our component called ready to shoot, and we're going to set it to true. So here we're going to say get component. And remember, our component is called enemy shooting. So enemy shooting, open close parentheses, and then we want to access ready to shoot. Ready to shoot equals true. So make sure your enemy shooting is the same name or whatever name you have on your script. If you put capital E, make sure it's capital E. If it's lowercase e, just make sure it's lowercase e. Or whatever you typed. Okay. And then after that, we're gonna make an else. So if it's not, then we're gonna set and ready to shoot false. So we're gonna highlight all this again and change it to false. We have if angle is less than 5, true, else false. Okay, and then finally, what if our minimum distance is not met? So for example, what if we're still at the correct angle, but we walk away back? We're technically still in the correct angle, but we are away. So we need to tell it to stop shooting once we broken that distance. So here in this if statement, all the way down here, our curly brace for our if statement, we're going to do it else. And we're going to do the same thing. Just paste it and then make sure it's false. Okay. Enemy shooting and then false. And save. Control S to save.
Wait, Fernando, sorry, what did you change? What did you just do?
Well, you mean for the else statement?
Wait, did we do that up there? Do we have to do it again then?
What? No. Okay, so in the enemy AI, we're gonna add code, right? So after the quaternion rotation, we're adding this, right? We're adding all this, the if statement. So once we do all the calculation and this, we're also gonna add this else statement to the if. So just add get component enemy shooting false. So basically, it's the same line as this. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we're gonna see this in action. So hopefully everyone has it done. So let's go back to Unity, and hopefully this will work. So let's press play. And let's get close to the guy. And he's not shooting because, we didn't assign a barrel. Haha. Okay, yeah, we did need to assign something. Okay, so once you get back to Unity, we need to make a barrel. So everyone should be familiar with making barrels already. So if you don't, take a look at this. So on the parent, just right click on the parent and just create, select empty. Okay, and this empty, just drag it, make it close to where the bullet's gonna come out. So somewhere around here. You could make it an icon, and let's call it barrel. Okay. And then go back to the parent, and then scroll all the way down, and it's going to tell you barrel, and it says none transform. So just click and drag your barrel to where it says barrel. So now you have a reference to where your barrel is going to be shooting. Now when you press play.
Fernando? I'll just wait, sorry.
Oh, what's up?
So when I went to Unity, it said that the enemy shooting does not contain a definition for ready to shoot.
Um, let's see. Can you share your? Oh yeah, you already shared screen. Right? Let's see. Enemy shooting. Ready to shoot. Get component. Okay. Can you go back to enemy shooting and save your script? Go back to your script. Go to your enemy shooting. You see how your enemy shooting has a little star? That means you didn't save it. So just press Control S. There you go. Now, yeah,
Oh,
Wait,
that might have
do
been.
we, Fernando, do we rename the game
wow.
object to barrel?
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's all we have to do.
No, we have to do one more thing. Because it requires a what is that called? A line renderer. So we have to do the same thing we did with the other with the camera. So on your turret parent, just add component, add a line renderer, and make it smaller. So make the width smaller, just like we did with the other one, and then it should work off the bat. Just press play, and then your barrel should be there. So it looks at you, and it should start shooting. Why aren't you shooting me? Wait, shoot me. What is wrong with me? Yeah, the shooting is not working. I'm seeing what's going on. I think I might have put something in the wrong place. Hmm. Oh, okay. Okay, big mistake. Okay, that's what I get for copy and pasting stuff. We have a problem here. So can everyone go back to their enemy AI? I put the wrong rotation. So it's not the player's rotation. It's actually your destination, so target rotation. So go to this line. It says float angle, the one we just made. It shouldn't say player dot rotation. You change it to target rotation. Yeah, because I was seeing the angle, and it was like super big for some reason. Every time I turned, it was giving me a different angle. So I was like, that's not right. Yeah, make sure you have target rotation there. Okay, so now when you press play, now it should work. Now get close, and then pew, it starts shooting you. Right, and you go away and stop shooting you.
Fernando, mine's still not working.
and then only when it gets to the angle, it starts shooting you. Okay, let's take a look at what you have. Did you put a line renderer on your thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you share your screen?
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm sharing.
Okay.
The line
Alright,
renderer is supposed to go on the barrel, right?
No, line render has to go on the parent.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remove the component. If it shoots too fast, you can change the shooting thing. It says frequency and change it to whatever frequency you want. Ah, that's cool. You put a material there. You don't like pink.
I want to make my shots blue and his shots red.
I see. Okay, so
sure.
stop playing. It's telling you the error in the bottom. It says something has not been assigned. Yeah, I think your barrel has not been assigned. Yeah, it says
Oh.
barrel none. Yeah. Click and drag your barrel into.
Into.
Yeah.
Wait.
Scroll down. Yeah, right there. Where your mouse is, right below it.
Drag it to. Oh, okay. Right here, right?
I think you froze. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, your
Okay.
stream lagged a little.
Oh, okay. Let's see if it works. All right, it's working. Now I just need to
Perfect.
make it way smaller.
Yeah.
All right,
Cool.
thanks.
Awesome. Okay. Does anyone else have problems with your object? It should be shooting you if you followed it correctly.
Fernando, are we gonna do the player? Like, can the player die?
Yeah. So actually, I'm gonna leave that to you guys, but I'll give you guys a hint how to do it. So just take a look at my screen, and then you guys can try to figure it out from there. Okay. So if you want to make a player health, so how do we do player health with? So our player health is actually going to be almost exactly what our enemy did. Our enemy has. So if you take a look at your enemy health, your enemy health here. It has your overall health, health bar, and so on and so forth. The only thing we don't need is reset health because our player is not going to reset health. We don't even need this for our turret because our turret is not going to revive. So all we're going to do is, again, you don't have to do this right now. You can kind of slowly practice this at your own pace. Just first see how it's done and then try to repeat it. Okay, add component and make a new script called player health. And once you have that script, and what I'm going to do is exactly what I did with the other one, just copy everything inside. That copying it.
Is this under main
Yeah,
camera?
no, not under main camera. It's going to be on camera. Okay, and make sure you copy all the stuff, including the import using UI.
Where's camera? I just see main camera.
Yeah, main camera. That's what I mean. Main camera
okay.
is our player. Yeah. So again, you don't have to do this right now. Just take a look at what I'm doing, so you can kind of get a sense of what you should do. Okay, and then you have all this. So all this should work off the bat because you have take damage and so on and so forth. So save this. And then we need to create a health bar for a player, so that should be fairly simple. So the only thing you need to change is an enemy shooting. So enemy shooting, when it hits an object and a rigid body, here we remove the script for the enemy. So if you take a look at ray casting, the ray casting here we got target hit and then enemy health. So we're gonna do the same thing except for instead of enemy health, we are looking for player health. So I'm not gonna copy this. I'm not lazy. Here we're gonna I'm gonna say player health, ph, get component. Oh, not get component. Yeah, we're gonna get hits dot game object. Oops, is it hits dot what? Hits dot collider dot game object get component. That's what we need. Okay. Get component, and then the component we're looking for is player health. Okay. Once we have that, we're gonna
Wait. So you changed all of this in the same raycast shooting?
Yeah, this is in raycast shooting. Yeah. So in player health, we just copy and pasted the health, and then in enemy shooting inside the rigid body, so inside the empty if statement. That's where we're looking for.
Wait, sorry, what is it? Enemy shooting?
Enemy shooting. It's on the turret. We made that. We just did that.
Yeah.
We just did that. Okay, and then
Yeah.
pH is just a variable. So if there is a player hit, player health, we're gonna say player health dot take damage, and we're gonna take whatever damage. We're just gonna put 1 for now. Or actually, you know what? Just type in damage. I think there's a variable already. Damage. Okay. So once you have this, now this should work. So now if you go back to Unity, um, and let's go to the main camera. So with the main camera, you have 2 options of doing this. You can make a giant canvas just like we did with the other project with our crosshair, or you can make it right in front of you. I don't suggest you doing it right in front of you because then it clips with the world. So do this. You're gonna make a UI. So right click on the main gray area, go to UI, and then we're gonna look for canvas. Okay, this canvas is going to be the big one because it's going to be rendered to the camera. So to look at the canvas, just press F so you can focus. You can make it 2D so you can kind of see where everything's going to go. In this canvas, we're going to create our health bar. So just exactly what we did with our enemy, except it's going to be bigger. So I'm just going to scale it. Just going to put it up here, make it smaller, something like this. I'm gonna duplicate this, make this red, green for my health, make this red. Okay, go to PNG and make sure you grab the health bar so it can go up and down. Change this from simple to filled, and then radial to horizontal, and then you can test this out. This looks perfect. Make sure you parent this, call this health bar. And then we go back to the main camera, which is our player, and then scroll down. And let's see, where is our health bar? Did I add player health? Where did I add player health? Uh-oh, I added the wrong place. Oops, I added in the wrong place. It's actually in the main camera. Sorry. That's the player health, so it should be there. And it's telling you health bar none, so just click and drag your health bar in the none image, and that should be it. So now when you press play, now when you get close to the turret, it starts to shoot you, and then you start taking damage. And then and then you disappear. It says no cameras rendering. Okay, so that's basically the spiel. It's exactly the same what we did, except we're doing it from the enemy's point of view. The only big change we're doing, the only big change we're doing is this one, the player health. That's
Right.
literally it, and we're just copying the health script.
Wait, sorry. So I tried doing it, and then, so do we still have to have the hit dot rigid body dot add force?
No, delete that, or else it's gonna send you flying. And then
Okay.
that's not good.
Okay, so just player health. Okay.
Yeah, just player health. Yeah, you don't need the rigid thing. All right. Does anyone have any questions about the health systems and other things? Yeah. Hopefully, this is a little more interesting now. Next time, we'll be working with backpack systems. So we'll be grabbing and putting stuff in a backpack, in a virtual backpack, and then we'll
Wait, so
play it.
I didn't have to be following along, right? I could just do that like on my free time.
Yeah. I suggest you
Okay.
doing this in your free time. Try to kind of do it in your free time. So
What if I forget how to do it?
This
this
video,
code.
this video is going to be posted, so you can just go to
Okay.
YouTube and just go to the last 10 minutes of the video.
Yeah.
Also, where do we see the videos?
The videos are on the website, so if you go to, let's see, come on. So everyone's seeing my screen, right? Hopefully everyone's seeing my screen. So look at my screen, just go to the Bytes and Bots. Oops, not that one.
Is it just past classes?
Yeah, live online, and then there's a giant button called past classes. Click on that, and it shows you all the past classes we've done.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so if you guys want to learn some Scratch, you can learn some Scratch if you want. Some past Unity stuff, you guys can do that too.
Okay. Also, for the canvas for the health bar, how do you do that again? Sorry.
The canvas, you just right click here and just click UI and then canvas. And it creates a canvas. Right click on the canvas, UI, and then image, and then you make the image.
Okay.
The only difference is that this canvas is huge. So just double click on that canvas on the left hand side, and just click on 2D. There's a button called 2D. Just click on that, and then you can kind of see your whole game or your whole UI here. If you want to add your crosshair, just like we did last time, you can just go make another image. Just click and drag your crosshair there, and then you have your crosshair. Well, I changed it to white, so you can change it to like.
Oh,
black
where's
as
the
well.
2D?
My 2D button.
Yeah, no, like the canvas thing. How you changed it?
Okay, so on your scene tab, there's a small button called 2D. Do you see it? It's like scene,
Yeah.
shaded, and then 2D. Just click on that, and it becomes 2D. Then you can kind of edit the whole UI system. So now I have a crosshair. Now if you go pew pew pew, that looks a little better.
Mhm.
Cool stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So if
Thank
there's
you.
no more, so if there's any more questions, thanks guys, thanks for coming, and then we'll hopefully see you guys next week, and then have a nice weekend.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Fernando.
Bye guys,
Bye.
take care. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Fernando, I just had a couple more questions about the payment.